Well, thanks for coming to check out the channel today. This is A Father's Hope, and I'm Jonathan, and this video today that we're going to be focusing on, as I mentioned last week, if you happen to tune in, the first video we did was just a focus on, a father's hope and what this channel is supposed to be, and also a little bit about my story and my daughter Caitlin. But now, this video today is really going to be talking and focusing it on from when we hear that good news and, then going to the bad news and how we really can deal with that and what emotions come with that, and try to give some insight pretty much into what I did to help through that rough situation. And really, my focus is to give possible some advice for you guys and anyone that's really going through this situation. The hurt and the pain, anger, the frustration, the list could go on that you're dealing with. And I just want you to know again that this channel is specifically to help with that, but I'm not an expert. I'm just someone who's been through it, and I've come and been restored, and I really just want to be able then to take that information that I have and really help you out any way I can. So when we start out specifically with that good news of you're having a baby, what kind of emotions that brings, and anywhere from a huge range from joy to happiness, hope. You can't wait to start planning your future with that child. And I know I was especially excited when I heard I was having a girl, and just the excitement of that, especially as a father, to be able to say, oh, I can't wait to just protect you and just keep you safe, and all those things that go through your mind. And then when you, in those initial stages, are really planning out, what's the baby's room going to look like, and going to ultrasounds and hearing a heartbeat, and all those things that come with that excitement. And then we have to, all of a sudden, when you hear that bad news. Now for me, the bad news I heard, it was in January, and Caitlin was born in April of 2012. So I had a 4-month window there. Now for your situation, it could be maybe you found out during the delivery, or it could have been a little after, or a few months before, whatever it might be. Man, those emotions, it just rips at your very soul, because no one can prepare you for that. There's the initial shock of hearing. I know when they said your daughter doesn't have kidneys, she has Potter's syndrome, it's like, what are you talking about? It's not supposed to be this way. As a parent, we want to plan. As a father, I wanted to keep her safe, but really feeling those emotions of just really being helpless and not being able to fix it, and really just having to take a step back and saying, what just happened? Like, where am I? Can I wake up, Lord, from this dream, this nightmare that I'm having? So you go from that, one of the biggest highs, and then you take it all the way down to one of the lowest lows that you can get. And it's a really hard situation. Emotions that come with that are hurt and pain and frustration and disappointment. And the list can go on with that too. And wherever you're at right now, and I don't know, because I don't know your story, but trust me, I just was so in tears, and I just couldn't stop crying, because I wanted to make sense of it all, but you can't. One thing that I wanted to do in this video is, when we talk about that bad news and a really bad situation, some things that helped me through that difficult time, And like I said, if this works for you, that's great. If not, I mean, there's obviously other books out there you can read, or I'm sure some online help sites as well too. But for me, what was really helpful was, first and foremost, was communication. Now, communication is difficult for everyone, because a lot of people, when they either get in a rough situation and hear difficult things and really need to process, some people can go really inward focused. But I would encourage you to really be able to talk to your spouse, talk to some close friends that you have. Really reach out, maybe if you have a pastor at your church or a local church. And then also, like, channels like this, I really felt it was helpful to read blogs, to check out videos, even read books on maybe suffering, or, going through, emotions as well too, with losing a child. And that's the purpose of, something like this, is to be able to say, here's what I did, and I hope some of the things I mentioned can help you through that. But communication is key. You're really vulnerable right now, and I felt if I would go inward, it would just keep getting buried and buried and buried, and to the point where then you really just shut down emotionally and with life altogether. And I didn't want that to happen. So I had a good communication with my ex-wife at the time, and then also close friends, and I won't mention them by name, but they know who they are, and they really helped, because they were a support group, and people holding you up in prayer, and maybe just reaching out and saying, hey, let me get you a meal. Stuff like that is so important. And then another thing that I would also mention now, it could be through the process or after, or even for an anniversary, but I can't stress enough how important it is to still celebrate your child. And what I mean by that is, we still had a baby shower for Caitlin. It wasn't, like a typical baby shower, but it was more of like a memories. Like, we want to hold on to these memories, because even if it's for a short time, her life is still important. Her life still has value, and we still wanted to be able to hold on to those memories and still celebrate that. And I would encourage you to do that too. Now, we also had someone come in, one of our friends, that they actually had someone they knew that did actual photography. And we actually have those moments, before the delivery, even of Caitlin being born and crying. All that stuff was so important to have, and especially that I look back now, it'll be 5 years this April, and to be able to have those memories. And my mom put together a video of just that day and those memories, and I get to watch that every year, and it's something that I love to be able to watch, to be able to, celebrate. And don't get me wrong, it's hard to watch, because, I picture in my head, oh, she'd be, 5 this year, what would she be doing? But it's really important to let those emotions out. And every time I watch, I cry, and I love being able to have that though. And even though I'm crying and I'm really going, through a lot of emotions again, it's really good. And I just hope that, Caitlin knows how much her dad loves her. So that's really important, I feel. And I also want to say, I don't know where you are in spiritually, but for me, in my relationship with the Lord, prayer was huge. And prayer, just with you and God, but also with friends, or having people come around you to support and pray. And you might not be someone who believes in that. You might be someone who maybe is a strong Christian, wherever you might be, but I would still have those support groups being able to come around you, alongside you, because it does work. It brings you a peace. And I quote just something from Scripture too, John 14:27. But it also just talks about really being able to have peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not be afraid. So to have peace through a difficult situation, and I really feel that prayer helps you with that, but also those support groups can really come alongside you and help you up. And it's not just prayer, but it's action too after that prayer. It's having people maybe help you with some chores or stuff around the house, or bring you meals, or really just call and say, hey, you want to hang out, go to a movie. Really that support structure I think is so important, and I really feel a big part of that is prayer too as well. So those are just some of the things that I would recommend. And it might not be something that works for everyone, but it's definitely stuff that helped me through. And I also just want to finish too with talking about being able to, you just have gone through a terrible situation. You might be a few years out and still dealing with a lot of struggles and pain. Can a situation like this, is there a positive at all that we can see out of this? And I really want to stress, and I'm 5 years out, but I do want to say that there is, because I truly feel that through everything that I went through with Caitlin, and just the emotions that I went through, I am stronger as a person. I am stronger in my faith with the Lord. I'm also stronger for others, I feel, just because being able to get through a situation like that, and then being able to take it and say, how can I use this for good? How can I use a really bad, awful situation and say, I want still to be able to celebrate her life, and I do that by doing stuff like this with this channel. I do it by being compassionate and loving towards others who struggle and who go through pain. And it might be the loss of a child for some people, but it might be the loss of a parent. It might be something really devastating. It might be financial trouble. It could be anything like that. But I just feel like I have so much more compassion, because I know what it's like to be at the very depths and be really vulnerable and hurting. And I really want to be a support for others who don't have that. And, that's not to say that I have it all together and I don't struggle ever, but I'm at a place where I truly am restored. And I really want to take that, and I really want Caitlin to see and know that her dad, and I truly believe that she is up in heaven. I believe with all my heart that there is hope after this life, and I believe in everything that God promises. And I know without a doubt that hope that Caitlin will be waiting for me when I see her. And I want her to know that I did everything I could here to honor her life, to be able to be strong as a father now for my children, my son Caleb and my daughter Harper, who I have now. And another thing though that I really feel what the situation can do is, man, I feel like every moment is so important, and it's really important to know that you don't have to have everything together. Like if your house is a mess or stuff like that, where it might be, I didn't do the dishes or the laundry, but hey, I got to spend an hour or 2 hours with my kids. I just feel like that's so much more important than crossing some stuff off a list, and being able to have those relationships and really build upon that. And I don't take that for granted. I love it, and I just count every day, every minute as a blessing, because nothing is for certain, nothing is given. And I just want to be able to enjoy that time I had with my family and my friends and everybody else. So that's why a lot of people will say, why are you smiling all the time? And it's because I know that this life doesn't last forever. I have experienced that with my child, and I want to be able to celebrate every day and every moment as it comes. And that's really the takeaways that I have from a bad situation to good. But like I said, a big part of that too then is to be able to take this and help you. And if you're watching this and you're really struggling, you're really hurting today or this week or maybe in the past year, and you're going through a lot of really tough stuff with, losing a child, again, my heart goes out to you, and I just want you to know that this channel is here for you. Anything that I can do, please reach out to me. Again, it's at afathershope@gmail.com. Subscribe to this channel, and again, we're going to be, continuing with these type of videos. And next week, I'm really going to try to focus on, as we go through that process, like the memories, and I really kind of want to talk about, being able to have those lasting memories, and I'll discuss some of the stuff that I did to make sure that you have those moments and be able to have it, something to hold on to, or some pictures, or and instances where stuff in our life can. Sometimes when I'm at a grocery store and I see a little girl with her dad, and she's at the same age as Caitlin, those memories or moments that maybe just pop into your head, and really how we deal with those, and really just being able to focus on that next week. So again, thank you for coming to check out the channel. Please subscribe to the channel and come back next week, and I hope that I can help in any way I can. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Appreciate it.